If you like the content that we're pushing out, please like, share, and of course subscribe. And let us know in the comments what you think about our videos. Like, why would you watch it and not tell us what's going on? And I hope to see you later on. Peace out.
Hey you guys, and welcome to another alternative factuals video. And today we're going to be discussing a little bit about the Cloak and Dagger series. Now we're not going to get too specific into concepts themselves, but we will be getting into how possibly Freeform could have maybe ruined the concept of Cloak and Dagger based on what we've seen so far. Now, so far in the series, we've only got about 3 episodes, so there's not too much that's going on in terms of the actual plot itself. We're still trying to get to know the characters as we're kind of watching the series. But we still have a lot of people who actually kind of complain, as well as bring up some valid points about the series and how it possibly could turn out based on what we've seen so far. So to start it off, a lot of people are worried that Cloak and Dagger is going to turn into some sort of teen-like drama like Riverdale or Dawson's Creek, where I don't want to wait for my life to be over. Now, if you don't know what Dawson's Creek is, you're a little too young. Anyways, but yes, they're afraid like Dawson's Creek is going to be, I said Dawson's Creek. That's funny. But they're afraid that the teen drama kind of feel is coming into the show where they're going to focus more on Ty and Tandy instead of really getting into their mutant abilities in terms of what's going on with them genetically and all that good stuff and the things that we really want to see from the series. They're going to focus a lot on their relationship aspects, their going to school aspects, when in reality in the comic books, like I've done in previous videos, their introduction into comics, they were not in high school, they were actually already runaways, and they were kind of dealing with their powers and dealing with the stress of them actually getting their powers due to some accident kind of experiment after they have been kind of taken and kind of experimented on in this kind of underworld that was kind of run by Roxxon Corporation, at least so what we've seen so far. Now, what I'm kind of agreeing with is that it kind of does have that teen feel so far. Now, I'm not going to condemn the show and say that, you know, it's absolutely terrible, that it's absolutely bad, because I honestly don't know. We're only 3 episodes in, so I'm not going to say it's bad yet. But I do kind of get that feel as well that they might do this teen thing where they're going to focus a lot on their feelings, relationships, and kind of get into certain concepts that are really focused towards the younger crowd instead of actually kind of getting into the meat and taters of the conversation regarding Cloak and Dagger. Now, just to kind of brief over their origin and history, you know, Cloak and Dagger, like I said, runaways who actually were experimented on in terms of the best way kind of to introduce drugs into somebody's system. Now, these experiments actually ended up triggering their mutant gene, which just so happens allowed them to access the light force and the dark force. Now, the light force is accessed by Tandy, and she has the ability to throw those light daggers and generate light overall from her body. And Ty actually has the ability to tap into the dark force, where the cloak is just a means in which he can channel that force and then consume people, because in theory he is constantly hungry for light because he represents darkness, and vice versa for Tandy. Now, we really want to see that aspect, them dealing with their powers and not so much dealing with their personal lives, because that came a little bit later after they already kind of gotten people hooked into who they were as characters in the comic books, but they're a little too focused on what's going on right now as them as teenagers, when initially they were not introduced during this point in time, but after they had already ran away. Also, believe it or not, something I'm hearing from the series, and despite me not fully agreeing with it, I can kind of see where the argument is coming from. It's a simple fact that Tandy is kind of a train wreck. I mean, literally, she is a train wreck. She does drugs. Her mother is kind of a drug addict. After her father passed, she's just been sleeping around, you know, doing these promiscuous things with different guys, hoping that she can run into some sort of money or marry some guy with money or whatever the case may be. And Tandy is just dealing with it in the worst way possible. She has no inner inhibitions anymore. She's just literally hustling in the street, stealing, and getting herself into major trouble from time to time, as we saw within the first 1 to 3 episodes of the first season. Now, as for Ty, he has a little bit of a healthier background, both parents in his life, but he lost his brother due to that accident of him getting shot by that police officer, who we still are not sure if he's actually a complete police officer. Like, when I say complete, I mean like we don't know if he's some sort of guy who poses as a police officer, but we'll see later on in the series and we'll kind of figure out what's going on with that. But overall, it seems like the series is kind of going to that teen direction where we're trying to kind of get through these coping mechanisms of these traumatic events in which happen in their lives, and they're trying to, I guess, kind of make this message or convey the message that you should reach out and get help and your support system is very important. They kind of throwing in these messages where it's just like, yeah, we really don't care about that. As a comic book reader, I kind of want to see them kind of going out there kicking ass and taking names, for lack of a better terms. Them absorbing people into Cloak because they feel like they deserve it. Now, I know at some point we'll probably get to it in like season 2, maybe even 3, but it feels like the first season is going to be really slow because they're going to focus on things that a lot of people just really don't seem to care about. But you let me know how you feel in the comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe and leave a comment down below. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out, Zaddy.